Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Natalie Beauchamp, and welcome to today's show of Empowering Women in Chiropractic, brought to you by ChiroSecure. So we're really thankful for them to put on those amazing shows with different hosts so we can all learn from each other and expand our horizon. So today, what I'd like to cover is let's talk about what we can do to future-proof our practice, and I want to focus on education for better engagement and retention. So let's get to the slide. And if you're wondering what the sound is in the background, the ice cream truck just pulled on my street. So I apologize for that. So let's cover three basic points here is things we have control over. There are a lot of things happening right now with the economy and even with competition, with franchises coming in the chiropractic world or already in the chiropractic world. But what can we control? So let's focus on, how you can position yourself as the expert in your community, educate to meet your patient's expectation, because you and I might have expectation for our patient, but guess what? If they're not theirs and if you're not meeting what they think a chiropractor should do, that relationship's not going to be as successful as it could be. And also, I'm a big fan about creating educational material and leveraging it time and time again, and to educate your patient by creating systems so they have access to it as often as they want to. So now with technology, really, it's pretty darn amazing what we can achieve. So are you positioning yourself as the expert in the community? So I think it's super important that we show that we are very knowledgeable at what we do. Now, we all have different kind of expertise. Some of you might be focusing more on family, on kids, on, concussion. We all have different style, but I think it's super important that when people go on our website, they can see our credential. And you need to do this by setting up your website to have all the bells and whistle and make sure that the first feeling when people go on your website is that you or your clinic and the doctors who work with you, if you have associate, are the place to go and a place to be. So I think it's important to have, updated pictures of you that are giving you even greater credibility. I have in the office what I call my wall of fame, and there's not enough place on it, but my diplomas and the stuff that I've done in the community, the expo that I organize, I ran a marathon. I have a picture of that. I competed in natural bodybuilding, just some picture of that, and things that I've accumulated throughout the years. And when we do a tour with our new patient, they'll point to it and my involvement and why I'm in this industry and how much I love health. So I think this on a website really can make a huge difference for people to choose you over choosing somebody else, and in the clinic, just to give a feeling to say, wow, this person is knowledgeable. I feel like I am in good hands. So the wow factor online, and I had to dig this picture of an old Mac, and it just made me laugh when I saw that. But modern branding is super important. Please don't be like the real estate people that have pictures of them when they were 30 years old and now they're 70, and when they show up at the door, they're definitely not what you would expect. So make sure that you stay modern and on brand. Modern website with relevant content. Again, have blogs that are relevant to people, problems. So this way they probably will read what you have on your website. Convenient online booking. I think by the year 2022, if you don't have online booking, you're really not meeting people's expectation. And I think it's really crucial that you do. Social proof. Again, there's great companies now that will help you get more Google reviews by creating a system. You don't have to. I mean, you can do it on your own. Every chiropractor I know has different ways, but it's so important to make sure that you have recent Google reviews because when we go to a restaurant, we're going to look at the reviews. Well, people are doing the same thing now. And an active social media presence. Again, some people have been in practice 3 years, some people have been 30 years. Some people say, I don't want to do social media. Fine, but have at least an online presence or delegate to someone on your team. The wow factor in the clinic, I think the look of the clinic, the team, how friendly they are. And I think we have I'm in Canada, so we have even more a chance to stand out because our medical system, and I'm guessing it's worldwide, is overwhelmed. So for us to stand out now is almost easier because they're not getting really great services within the regular medical world. The experience, I think, needs to be reflected, as I said, the competence and also what makes us different. So walking to an urgent care clinic versus walking into a chiropractic practice, I'm hoping that it doesn't feel the same to the patients. Show your commitment or your involvement in your community throughout the years. Myself is something that I did organize a wellness expo for 12 years. I organized a run for 5-6 years. I've done lunch and learn. I've organized women's event. I still do radio and TV. So tell people what you're doing, because if you don't tell them, they're not going to know. So how can you do this? Again, having signs and things in the office, but also share with them in your newsletter. Hopefully you're sending a monthly newsletter, or at least, hopefully at least a monthly newsletter. And you can say, hey, I was just interviewed on this podcast or this radio show. Again, it just builds your credibility that you are being sought after by people in their community. Next point is, are you educating to meet your patient's expectation and beyond? So I think it's important that we are clear on our patient's goal, because if we are not, like I said earlier, this relationship might be a bit in trouble. So one thing, obviously, patients come in, most of them have aches and pain, and I mean, we'll deal with that. But one question that I've been asking for many, many years is, if you had a magic wand, what 3 health issues would you like to resolve or to improve? And this is when, sometimes the headaches, the anxiety, the digestive issue come out. So this way you can see what else is going on, because unfortunately, even doing a thorough health history, patient won't say, what does my gut have to do with a chiropractor? So I find those 3 magic wand, like sometimes it's people want to lose weight. So, know what is important health-wise for your patient. And I don't know who quoted this, but sell your customer what they want, but give them what they need. So they want, to be pain-free. They want to lose weight, or whatever else they want, but they don't know what they really need. So for us, we have to kind of, feed them slowly what is, no pun intended, what is needed for our patients to achieve their results. What are patients' basic expectations? So as your chiropractor, what are they expecting from you? And also as a musculoskeletal expert, because many people still don't know the difference between physical therapist or a naturopathic doctor or an osteopath. So what is the expectation? So if they think you're very similar to physio, and then you're not giving them any exercise, they may feel like you're not covering all aspect of their health. So I think it's important. I personally don't go out of my way too much to give them exercise specific and in great detail, but at least something, because otherwise they're gonna think, well, geez, I went there, they didn't tell me to do anything at home, they didn't tell me to do this and that. So I think there are some basic expectation when it comes to that. And then as a healthcare provider as well, what is expected. But like I said, this one, is playing on our favor because we can really, really, really stand out by delivering amazing services. But there's another thing we need to think about throughout the last, I don't know, 5-10 years. Our competition is not necessarily within chiropractic, but it is the health clubs, the physiotherapists, the health food store, Dr. Google. I love Dr. Google, TV advertising, social media, drugstores, all of these people kind of have a say or a touch in our area when it comes to lifestyle support. So that it is working out, that it is vitamins, that it is diagnosing themselves. So we have to know that the patients are coming in with already quite a bit of education. Sometimes it's not the right one, but quite a bit of knowledge, I should say. And then it's for us to help decipher all of that stuff. And also realizing that the patients are going to get that support somewhere else if they feel like you're not meeting their needs, whatever they think it is. So that's why education is so, 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 so important. And we want to be there to do that. Again, if it's something that you don't do in your office, fine. But again, at least having some of the basic component. So what else do you want your patient to know about? I think every chiropractor will agree that the spine, the power of the nervous system, they're not going to hear it. The spine maybe, but they're not going to hear about the power of the nervous system. So, really hopefully going from a neuromusculoskeletal approach to our chiropractic. But then they have, ergonomic question. They're standing or sitting at their desk all day long. They're not moving. Many people, and that always a bit of a shocker to me, that they don't know how to exercise. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, how could it be at your age that you don't know? But it seems to be a reality. And then same thing with nutrition. Do they know, like, I'll always say to people, make sure that you don't eat inflammatory foods. Yeah, and they say, well, I don't eat sugar, fine, but not knowing that their pasta is and their breads are full of sugar. So making sure that you're educating them on a diet that is supportive of the reasons that they are in your office for. Vitamins, same thing. I know some chiropractors sell vitamins, some don't. But at the end of the day, would you prefer your patients buy something of lesser quality or buy from you? And if you don't want to have in store, there's virtual dispensaries now like Fullscript that our patients really Fullscript is one of them. Patients really find convenient because it's delivered right to their doorstep. And then breath work. This is something that I talk to patients all the time to help decrease, stress and balance that autonomic nervous system, as we well know. So these are all conversations that I'm sure that we're having, and it really gives them some good basic to build on. But why not wow them some more? And the way I know I love to always learn and write blogs and always advance my own knowledge and what I can do with my own health. So trying to create system that you do something and then you can leverage it in many ways. And here's a question. Have you ever thought of writing a book? And this is actually my third book. But I have to say, this one is really focusing on my patients. I said to myself, what am I repeating all the time with beds and pillows and anti-inflammatory diet and core exercise and posterior chain and the nervous system? I said, well, I've written, different things throughout the years, time to put it together. And that's why you most likely have the content. If you've had a blog for many years, you most likely already have the content. And this book is much smaller than my other book, but it's still 280 pages. And I know that if I give this to a patient and they do what's in the book, that it's going to support their care. And I also know that it is meeting their expectation, because they were expecting exercise, they were expecting vitamins suggestion and things like that. So I really feel like I'm it's wowing them, but it's also meeting their basic expectation. And what about your very own app? There are now tools that you can have your own app and you don't even have to be in the App Store, because this is where it gets complicated. So, what I've done is from the book, I created what I call foundational protocol. Foundational protocol for ergonomic setup, foundational protocol for posterior chain and core, foundational protocol for food, and nice PDF, very visual, and people can download it right into the application. And also making it fun, because if they scroll at the end of the app, well, first I ask for a Google review if they feel so inclined, and then to let me know that they've downloaded the app. And next time they're in the office, I give them a little gift, a vitamin case, or a coaster or something that is of value to them. So having the physical book is awesome, but also having the app is awesome. And I've made signs in the office. I give it with the book. QR code goes right to it. And anytime I want to change something, I change it in the platform that I'm using, and it is changed right away, which is awesome, because I've had other applications before and it gets complicated with the developer's information. And then if you want to go even deeper, but again, it's all automated, is if your patient told you that they had gut issue and you want to dig a little bit deeper with that specific issue, you can create educational campaign that you can drop that patient into that educational series, and you let them know so they know to expect more information with that. So again, it may seem like a lot, but you create it once and then you can leverage it. And yes, so need help. I, as I said, written this book and then just thought to myself, geez, maybe other chiropractors would like to have the same book, minus, chapter 2 is my own story as a chiropractor, and then the pictures of the demonstration of the exercise could also be yours. But I am guessing that you're answering the same questions in your practice. So I've come up with my team with a way to have a done for you book program with a different title, of course, and something that suits you to save you the time and the effort that I put, just something that I enjoy doing. But if you don't enjoy that part, this is something that you may want to consider. And what it has done in the office, especially right now, like if my patients are excited, oh, Natalie, you wrote another book, or you wrote a book, they're excited. It just, I sign it for them. So it really empowers them that they are in the right place, because, you're knowledgeable, because you wrote a book. Increasing referral as well, because again, it is positioning you as an expert. And the advantage of what I'm suggesting here is that the work is done for you. So we can literally have your book up and running and printed very fast. You don't have to print a lot, because I've had my other 2 books published by a publisher. There's minimum requirement and so forth. So this way you have full control. You can print 10 if you want, or you can print 500. And then you can integrate it in your practice the way it fits your practice. So that being said, if there's any questions, some people want to dig a little bit deeper, I put the Calendly link there, as well as my email, drnatalie@drnataliebeauchamp.com. Be more than happy to chat to see if it's something that I can help you with. I know there's other companies that do this kind of stuff, but I wrote this book with a great deal of love and wanting to share and empower my own patient. And I hope that it could do the same thing for your patient as well. So this was Dr. Natalie Beauchamp for ChiroSecure, Empowering Women in Chiropractic. And I hope that I at least planted a seed for educational tools that you can implement in your practice. I love wowing people. There's no better feeling than that. And it's very fulfilling as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And again, this was Dr. Natalie Beauchamp.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. We hope you enjoyed this week's Facebook Live event. Please like us on Facebook, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing all of you next week for another episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Now, go ahead and hit the share button and tell your friends and colleagues about the show. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. This has been a Chiro Secure production.